There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your evening update.
We've had a bit more sunshine across the area today compared to the last several days, but still clouds around there, and they are thickening up as we get ready to head into the early evening. Showers and thunderstorms off to the south are lifting north out of Louisiana and the Mississippi. Some of those may be knocking on the door as we get toward the early morning hours of our Thursday morning. Here's the Futurecast breakdown showing partly cloudy skies into the overnight. Temperatures slowly dropping with all the moisture in the atmosphere and the cloud cover. We're not able to heat and cool as efficiently, especially the overnight cooling. So we're only talking about low to mid 60s over southern middle Tennessee and mid to upper 60s over North Alabama, northeast Mississippi. And notice those scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder coming northward as we head after 3 or 4 a.m. on toward daybreak. Not expecting any of that to be severe, but don't be surprised if you're awakened by a little bit of thunder. And you know, during the early morning hours when it's cool at the surface, sometimes that thunder can be a little louder. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything dangerous in terms of you need to take shelter just because the thunder's loud. We want to make that clear because you may have a little thunder in the morning. As we head on through the day, mostly cloudy skies, getting up to the upper 70s and lower 80s in the afternoon with periods of scattered showers and thunderstorms. They may become more widespread as we head into the overnight hours of Thursday night and early Friday morning. And there's a small chance one or two of those storms could be strong to marginally severe. There is a low end, a level 1 out of 5 risk of severe storms for about the western half of our viewing area for the overnight hours of Thursday night. Just that general time frame, because we can't narrow it down to just a couple hours because a lot of that timing is going to depend on the inner mechanics of the thunderstorms when they're off to the west, and you really can't forecast that a day or more in advance. We can just highlight the overall overnight hours of tomorrow night. It's not a big severe weather threat at all, but we'll have to be on guard and watching radar carefully for an isolated storm that tries to misbehave. And honestly, I think they may end up expanding this risk on across the remainder of southern middle Tennessee into North Alabama in future updates. So just because it's only the west now doesn't mean it stays that way. I do think it expands across the area. But this is a very low risk. It's just not a zero risk, so you need to be aware of it. Similar systems across the area the past few weeks. Not the big one we had last Tuesday that had widespread supercells, but the lower end risks we've had sprinkled around here the past couple weeks that have been similar to this have produced isolated storms with isolated damaging winds and a couple of spin-up tornadoes. And it's a similar situation, so that's why we have to be on guard. It's nothing at all in the world to be scared of. Just have your plan in place. Make sure you can hear warnings. It's most likely you're not going to have something happen at your house overnight Thursday night, but that small chance is there. So that's why you need to be aware of it. That's why we have it in the forecast, and that's why you need to pay attention. Very small but not zero chance of a small spin-up tornado during that period tomorrow night. Maybe an isolated wind gust with a thunderstorm of 40, 50, 60 miles an hour. And with how saturated the ground has been lately and the tree root systems weakened, that means it's a little bit easier to knock down a tree in a wind gust of only 40 or 50 miles an hour. Doesn't have to be all the way up to severe thunderstorm warning criteria. And remember, that's not until 58 miles an hour. A storm or two could try to produce pea, dime, maybe quarter-size hail, but that's a low threat as well. And since we're not talking about hours and hours of range is sitting here, most likely not talking about training thunderstorms either. A low risk of some localized street flooding, but flooding not a big threat with these storms. We'll just watch it carefully. Not a big threat of severe weather, but can't rely on a warning or two. That's overnight, Thursday night into the pre-dawn hours of Friday morning. And then the morning thunderstorms sink off to the south, maybe a lingering shower into the afternoon. And then we're mostly sunny here for Saturday, maybe a shower outside of our viewing area over into eastern Tennessee, but where we cover here in southern middle Tennessee and North Alabama, mostly sunny, if not completely sunny here. A few more showers and thunderstorms possible as we head into Sunday. And then the GFS has an isolated shower here Monday, but the other model's not buying that. So for now, I'm holding off until we see more of a signal of that. I think we're mainly going to be dry from Monday and Tuesday because we'll have a ridge of high pressure in the upper levels building over. That usually means sinking motion, subsidence, and warming temperatures here, and I do think we see that as we head into the first half of next week. We go from the mid to upper 70s here for the next couple days, starting to get into the lower 80s over the weekend, and then we're talking about mid to upper 80s, back closer to normal for this time of year as we head into the first half of next week. So your overnight forecast, maybe a shower around here overnight, and then as we get closer to daybreak, maybe a few more showers or rumble of thunder. In and amongst the cloud cover, also some patchy areas of fog possible overnight. Lows down into the 60s. And then as we head into Thursday, scattered showers and thunderstorms likely into the daytime hours, but the more widespread rain looks to be overnight, and we'll watch for a strong storm or two during the overnight hours. That's the best chance. Maybe a storm or two during the afternoon with gusty winds as well. But I think if we're going to have a warning or two, and I don't think we're going to have more than that, but if we see a warning or two across the area, I think the better chance maybe during the overnight hours of Thursday night and the early Friday morning. Morning storms taper off Friday, maybe a lingering afternoon shower. Sunshine for Saturday, a few more storms around here for our Sunday, and then partly cloudy and mostly sunny for Monday and Tuesday into Wednesday as well. Only a slight chance of a shower toward next Wednesday. I think the vast majority of that stays off to the west of our area as we warm up with that ridge of high pressure building in the upper levels of the atmosphere. There's Look at your latest 7-day forecast. I'll be back at 9 o'clock for a final check of your local weather.